Have you ever stopped to think about how our brains manage to sort through the millions of words we know? It's not just a big, messy pile. Turns out, language has this secret filing system, a hidden set of rules we use constantly without even realizing it. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most important rules of them all, hyponymy. You've probably heard this famous line from the poet John Donne. He was saying that none of us exist in a vacuum, right? We're all connected, all part of something bigger. It's a really beautiful idea about people.
And what's so wild is that the exact same thing is true for words. No word is an island. They don't just float around by themselves in our minds. They exist in this incredible, complex web of relationships, each one connected to the huge continent of language itself.
Okay, so let's dive into that web. We're going to start with the most basic and, honestly, the most important connection there is. It's a relationship you already get deep down, even if you've never heard its official name. It's simply the type of relationship.
I mean, just think about it for a second. A tulip is a type of flower. A poodle is a type of dog. A screwdriver is a type of tool. This type of logic is literally the foundation for how we categorize everything and make sense of the world. And we do it all the time, completely automatically.
And this, my friends, is hyponymy. That's the fancy linguistic term for what we've just been talking about. It's just a relationship where the meaning of one word is totally included inside the meaning of another more general word. So everything that makes a tulip is included in the bigger idea of what makes a flower a flower.
And the terminology is actually pretty easy to remember once you see where it comes from. The specific term, like tulip, is called a hyponym. That's from the Greek hypo, which means below. So it's the word below the main category. The general term, like flower, is the superordinate. That uses the Greek hyper, for over, so it's the overarching category. A hyponym is always below its superordinate. Simple as that.
All right, let's do a quick check. If I say a crocodile is a reptile, which one is the superordinate? Which is the big overarching category? You got it, it's reptile. Reptile is the superordinate and crocodile is the hyponym. See, you're already a pro at this.
But here's where it gets even cooler. These relationships aren't just one-to-one pairs. Oh no, they stack on top of each other, building these huge multi-level family trees of meaning. Let's see what that looks like.
So let's start at a really high level, with a big superordinate we all know, the word color. It's a massive category, right?
Now, we can get more specific. We can go one level down. Blue is a hyponym of color. It's a specific type that's included in that wider category.
And we can keep going. We can drill down even further. Turquoise is a hyponym of blue. It's a specific shade, a specific type of blue. You can see how we build these chains of specificity. Now pause for a second and look at the word blue in the middle of that chain. This is the crucial part. Blue is a hyponym of color, but it's also a superordinate for turquoise. It's playing both roles at the same time. It can wear two different hats depending on which direction you're looking. This amazing flexibility is what makes our language so powerful.
Now, this kind of flexibility can sometimes lead to some pretty interesting, almost tricky situations in our day-to-day language. Let's take a look at the very curious case of the word animal.
So, we just saw how blue can be both a hyponym and a superordinate. But here's a bigger question. Can a word exist in two completely different places in a hierarchy, depending on how we're using it?
Okay, let's check out this first context. Here, we're talking about the biggest, broadest categories of things in the world. You've got plants, you've got rocks, and you've got animals. In this sense, animal is a huge, high-level superordinate, and humans are obviously included in that category.
But now, look at this second context. Here, we've zoomed way into just the category mammal. And a lot of the time, when we're talking like this, we make a distinction between human and animal, where animal means something more like beast. You know, someone might say, stop acting like an animal. In this case, animal is being used as a hyponym of mammal, sitting right next to human, but meaning a non-human mammal. So yeah, same word, two totally different jobs in the hierarchy, and it all depends on context.
Okay, so this is all really fascinating linguistic stuff, but you might be wondering, what's the point? Why does any of this actually matter in the real world?
Well, it matters for a few huge reasons. First and foremost, this is how we organize our entire world. Hyponymy is the mental blueprint we use to create categories and turn the chaos of reality into something that makes sense. Second, it's the key to learning. When you hear a new word, say kestrel, your brain's first job is to file it away. Okay, a kestrel is a type of bird. Done. It now has a place in your mental map. And third, this isn't just theory. It powers so much of our modern technology. Search engines, AI assistants, they have to understand these relationships to work properly. They need to know that if you search for types of cars, you're also interested in sedans and SUVs. That's all hyponymy in action.
Hyponymy is just one piece of this incredible invisible architecture that holds our language together. It's the silent scaffolding that lets us build ideas, share complex thoughts, and understand our world. And it just makes you wonder, what other hidden rules are you using right this second, shaping every word you say without even knowing they're there?